Alright, hello everybody, hello Lucas, Armagus, Mystery Theater, and T. Welcome back to Remember 11. Last time, we learned a bit more about Satoru than I kind of would have liked. It turns out he's a bit of a bumbling doofus, which I never would have thought in a million years. He still has his personality, of course, but like, wow. Oh my god, all his like conversations with all his conversations with Kokoro. Hello Victor, hello NGH, welcome to the stream. He was just, oh my god, he was just being super serious and badass, and like, in reality, I didn't think he could be kind of oblivious in some ways. And he had some like all goofy moments. Like he still doesn't understand yet that he's been transported, he's swapped bodies with Kokoro in reality. But we are slowly learning more about Sphia. And the thing is, basically Satoru has been told that any information he receives can be false. Which is absolutely nuts, because there's very few characters in the story already, so how are we supposed to figure out who to trust and who not to? It's pretty mind-boggling. Anyway, let's get back into it. He just got swapped back into himself. I sit down on the floor devoid of all strength. I hang my head and lean back against the wall. I inhale deeply over and over again, but my wild breathing still won't settle. The concentration of oxygen in my blood is still too low. My consciousness is dim. I can't gather my thoughts at all. There's one thing I know. Somehow I
survived, I guess.
And right at that moment, hear the sound of a door closing. The sound wasn't from the bathroom. It seemed to come from the other side where the door to my room is. Did someone enter the room or did they leave it? I'm guessing, That's a good question, considering I don't think that Kokoro met anyone at this point in the story. I'm not sure. But there's nothing I can do about it. My body is heavy like a lump of lead, making it difficult to even crawl. The only thing I can do is listen with the utmost care. I can't hear a thing. It's completely silent. Does that mean the sound I heard was that of someone leaving? In my current hazy state of consciousness, even coming to such a simple conclusion takes a considerable amount of time. One way or another, I at least managed to get my breathing under control. My pulse is steadied as well. Only the inside of my head still feels blurred, as though a mist has enfolded it. I look around the room again. I'm in a bathroom in Sphia. I don't know whose room it belongs to. My surroundings are engulfed in a pure white steam. I peer into the bathtub to my right. It's filled with hot water. Oh, this was probably when Kokoro was about to take a bath. Seems to be the source of the steam saturating the air.
I came back.
I came back to my original world. Back from the world of dreams to the... Oh, for fuck's sake, Satoru! God! I can't believe out of the two. I was... And here I was thinking, oh, Satoru is so smart. He's gonna understand things right away. And like... I would have never thought in a million years he would be further behind Kokoto. I looked down at my body. It's definitely male. Body I'm familiar with. However, one thing about it is different from usual. My whole body is soaking wet. Why? Nothing much to think too deeply about. I nearly drowned just now. In that bathtub to my right. Thinking about what happened, it seemed like I've been sinking into the water head first. I don't know why or how things ended up like that. The memories I have of being in Spia stop at the moment I dropped the cups in the kitchen. I remember nothing of what happened in Spia after that. Naturally, I have no memory of filling the bathtub with hot water and diving into it with my clothes still on.
Damn. What exactly happened here?
DID? Was my body controlled by another personality during that time? Or was I in hot water with my clothes still on? More head first upside down? Did I fall over? Or... I recall the sound of the door I just heard. If that was the sound of someone going out, it means that person was close by while I was drowning. If they were outside the bathroom, there's no way they wouldn't have noticed that something was amiss from my frantic struggling. Normally, one would at least check to see what happened. Leaving the room without a word, it's too unnatural. Something must have happened. I feel a vague sense of unease. Can you guys hear the game okay? Is it a bit too soft for you? Standing up unsteadily, I leave the bathroom. I enter my room. I'm the only one in it. My head is still heavy, like a block of stone has been screwed into it. On entering the room, I finally notice it. This leaden feeling isn't just due to oxygen deprivation. A stronger, more irresistible force seems to be affecting me from within. Anyway, I need to lie down. I raise the music, please tell me if that's too loud. My clothes are drenched, but it's too much of a pain to take off even one of them.
And the artist didn't draw a sprite with me without clothing.
Who cares? Anyway, bed. I stagger along the wall. Strong dizziness assails me. I lose my balance. My legs become twisted. I trip then fall. It's because of the pills, isn't it? This is when Kokoto took the pills. Okay. Toppling down like an old tree. I have no energy left to recover. Drowsiness hits me the instant I land. Sleepiness of an intensity that I can resist it with neither strength or will. My consciousness fades. Disappearing, disappearing. Fall into a bottomless quagmire. Giggity. Hello, Wycliffehead. Welcome to the stream. January 12th, the second day. Calmness. Damn, I should have just... Oh, man, I should have just stopped the stream there last time. Fucking hell. Jeez. Like yesterday, there's a storm outside. The hoarse roar of the wind hurts my ears. The sound fills me with a terrible melancholy. Having decided to stay as far away from the windows as possible, I'm now sitting close to the door. But even that doesn't bring me any peace of mind. The sound of the blizzard fills every nook and cranny of the room. Of course, it isn't just the weather's fault I'm in such a dark mood. After all, an ominous situation is underway, and here I am in the midst of it all. One could easily argue that feeling depressed is natural. There's just too much to think about. My brain can't operate fast enough to process everything. But I never once consider giving up. Gathering my thoughts, I slowly go over my endless list of worries and troubles. I grapple with that mountain of challenges for 4 hours. I haven't stopped thinking since waking up, and as a result, I have to somehow find a way to deal with it. Before I describe it, I'll sort out the situation first. Is he going to leave his first note to Kokodo here, I guess? I think he might. The various problems I'm facing can roughly be classified into 4 categories. 1. The shelter cabin. My symptoms of DID and SPHIA. My amnesia. My near drowning in the bathroom last night. Well, that last one is easy. Now, let's go down each thought path in order. The shelter cabin. Until yesterday, I was convinced that everything happened in the shelter cabin was just a dream. But it's different now. I no longer think that's the case. Things happening there probably are taking place in the real world. That's good. Okay, he's making progress. We have no basis for this.
It's a highly detailed and well-constructed reality.
Oh, down. I slipped into friggin' Michelle for some reason.
It's a highly detailed and well-constructed reality.
Or,
I directly felt cold and pain.
and so on and so forth, yada yada ipso facto. I can easily make those simple claims, but that doesn't mean they're evidence that it's actually reality. Defining reality in fiction is an awfully hard thing to do to begin with. And why have I come to think that it isn't a dream? Because I found another way to explain it. Let's begin from the conclusion. So he's thinking time jump right away. I definitely think I simultaneously experienced a time jump and a personality exchange phenomenon. It's kind of a weak explanation, but I can at least use this as a basis for further reasoning. First, the time jump phenomenon in the shelter cabin. There are 4 people: Yamogi, Lin, Uni, and the physical body of Kokodo. 3 of them died on January 17th last year. People who were supposed to be dead have appeared right in front of me. How can I explain this? Could I call them ghosts or something? No, that can't be right. They had substance, there's no doubt about that. They, who survived the plane crash, managed to make it to the shelter cabin by themselves. This fact lines up with the details reported later by the press. They survived until January 17th in that shelter cabin. Also, from what they said, I know for a fact that the scene I saw was from January 11th, immediately after the crash. You know that for a fact, eh? Huh. I have to make a guess based on that information. I have no choice but to think that at that moment, my consciousness jumped through time to the Mount Akakura of January 11th, 2011. How are you so sure it's 2012? No, it's gotta be. Because how else would that be common knowledge otherwise? I'm gonna think that there is... If it's actually gonna do a twist like this, then I might even go back to my original theory. That there are in fact two unis, and the two stories are happening at the same time. And, oh my god, I just had a big thought. Uni is not switching. That's a new theory. The uni from the plane that we met on the plane was taken to Sphia, while the evil uni was brought to the cabin. And the evil uni might be swapping with a uni from the future. Because the evil uni is, knows all this extra information, he's definitely in on it. And hell, he might not even be switching with a future uni. He might just be in on this whole experiment, or whatever it is. But then that begs the question. Like, can the two unis share information through telepathy? Can they read each other's minds or something? They could be clones. They're either clones or twins. What I'm gonna say is that both stories are happening in 2012. And at the same time, there is no time jumping. And there's a very strong possibility Uni might not be magically swapping like Kokoro and Satoru, but in fact, he might have just been physically brought to Sphia, the Uni from the plane, while the evil Uni was the one that went to the cabin. As for the dead woman in the snow, I have no idea who that was. That we saw at the end of Kokoro's room. Either way, we are 100% somebody is fucking with us. The newspaper is at last explained by the fact that the cabin is taking place in 2012. So, I'm pretty sure everything is going to be in 2012. No, but then there's the whole issue of the freaking good luck charm and everything. How does that even work? That makes me think of the other theory where the time periods are actually reversed. Maybe there are actually two different good luck charms. I don't know, I'm gonna keep reading. Of course, that doesn't mean I can completely throw away the ghost, dream, or delusion theories. Yeah, but the only thing that has ever made, like, any kind of, like, delusion, like, or dream type thing done successfully and not feel like a cop-out is IMO, Umineko and Higurashi, because there's a reason behind those. Like it's not just a dream for the sake of a dream. In those, it's like stuff that's like could be pseudo happening in other realities, and there's a reason behind it in both stories. It's not for the hell of it. Like, so I don't think there's dreams or delusions going on here for Satoru and Kokoro at the very least. But deep inside me, I strongly feel that the world is real. It's tangible, it reacts. I just can't stop thinking about it. I jumped through time. Maybe. I don't know how something like that could have happened. Right now, recognizing that I may have jumped through time is more important. Dismiss everything as a delusion or a dream is easy. But it's important to always keep the worst case scenario in mind. What if that world is reality? With that in mind, the smartest thing to do in this case is think about my next move. Now, next up is the personality exchange phenomenon. But... hold on, let me just... Since this overlaps with number 2, my symptoms of DID and Svea, I'll move on to the next item. He's having like a whole freaking board meeting in his head here. like Baccarina. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Mystery Theater. The charm evidence and the scar seems to be evidence that there's only one uni. Right, only one uni physically. In other words, yeah. That's what I was thinking of at the end. Two, my symptoms of DID and Svea. What I saw at the shelter cabin is real. That means my consciousness is going back and forth between Mount Akakura in 2011 and Osagi Island in 2012. My body at Mount Akakura is that of Fuyukawa Kokoro. During the time I was there, what happened to my body back on Osagi Island? Let's start from the conclusion again. Perhaps Fuyukawa Kokoro's consciousness transferred to my body. Oh, yeah, Luca. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go back to my other theory, because the charm and the scar strongly hint that the Svea stuff is taking place first. I forgot about those for a second, because... But how would they know about all this shit? I mean, it doesn't have to be a full year of difference. When my consciousness possesses Fuyukawa Kokoro's body in the shelter cabin, Fuyukawa Kokoro's consciousness possesses my body in Svea. When my consciousness goes back to my body in Svea, and vice versa. Based on the testimonies of the others at both the shelter cabin and Svea, this appears to be the case. That is to say, as I thought, I never had DID. I can say the same thing about the shelter cabin and Svea. I don't suffer from any mental disorders. I was simply dragged into this baffling circumstance that could only be called a personality exchange phenomenon. However, even with that said, this isn't an easy case that can be settled simply by explaining it as a personality exchange phenomenon. PEP. This is because that this unbelievably strange, near supernatural phenomenon accompanies it. time jump. Troublesome indeed. A nasty situation. How did this happen? I don't have the slightest idea what might have caused it. And since I don't know what the cause, I don't know when the phenomenon will occur next or when it will end. Seems like it hasn't happened since last night. Perhaps while I was asleep, the time jump phenomenon was produced. God damn it, Satoru. Why must you use such lengthy terminology? Time jump plus personality swap occurred. The jump and exchange. Hereafter I'll simply call the exchange phenomenon. Thank God. No matter how hard I think about it, I don't get anywhere. You can just call it the exchange. You're just jumping. Time is of the essence in investigating the cause of all this. But right now there isn't a single thing I can do. I have no clear target. But if the hypothesis of the exchange holds true, then it will apply to the next points. I'm familiar with the names of Yamogi, Uni, and Kokoto. It's probably because I remember the plane crash. Yamogi and Kokoto were discovered together with the decomposed body of Lin, plus the sole survivor Uni, that have been etched so deeply into my head that I can't forget them. I'll go over my amnesia in detail later. For now, my recollection of them seems to be due to that reason. Next, Uni. If the exchange phenomenon theory is correct, the enigma of Uni existing in both worlds at once is solved. The world of the shelter cabin is 2011, and the world of Sophia is 2012. It's not impossible. Again. Okay. Just to... I'm so sorry for interrupting the story so much with my theories, but... I'm gonna say, like, this is a kind of story that's made to... At least it feels like it to me. For you to kind of work alongside the characters and try to figure it out on your own. Like Will said, eh? Now, what I think is that they're both taking place in 2012. But Sophia is taking place first. Like, they both are taking place after the plane crash. Hello, Relast! Welcome to the stream. Now, I'm gonna try to just lay out a sequence of events. I wish I could kind of show you guys on like an overhead projector or something. But, the plane crashes. Then, for whatever reason, the 4 survivors are collected. And, 3 of them are taken hostage. By, after living in the mountain cabin for a while with the real Uni, with the Uni from the plane, they're definitely taken hostage. And they're replaced with 3 dead bodies, while Uni is sent to Sophia, because apparently that's necessary for whatever reason. Then, some time later passes, and at the exact same time that Satoru arrives at Sophia, for whatever kind of crazy mission he's on or something, the 3 of everybody, plus the evil Uni, are going on a recreating the events of the cabin in probably a completely different place for whatever reason. So the Uni that they crashed with was not the same Uni that came with them to the cabin. If the exchange theory is correct, then the enigma of uni existing in both worlds at once is solved. Since the world of Shelter Cabin is 2011 and the world of Sophia is 2012, it ain't impossible. This is my guess. The only one who didn't lose his life in the avalanche on January 17th, 2011, Uni, turned up in Sophia a year later. The sole survivor of the plane crash, Kasuda Uni. I don't know why he came to Sophia. Where did he go and what did he do for the past year? And even then, it's unclear how he managed to even get into Sophia. I want to know how Utsumi got into Sophia. She seems to be the one with the most memory. Hell, is this even Sophia? Like, I don't know, it just seems to be, it could even be not even be Sophia. Like, could be a fake Sophia or something. This isn't a facility that an outsider can freely enter and leave. The front gate is always shut tight, and the wall surrounding it is a full 7 meters high. What is beyond the wall? There's no way you can just climb over it. But in reality, here we are. We need Rainer. Here, as if it were totally natural. The story I heard from Utsumi last night suddenly comes to mind. Kusura Uni exists by necessity. What does that mean? I need to ask Uni for more details about it. He's not gonna know shit. As well as the terabyte disk. 3. My Amnesia.
今のあなたは90分前に初めてこの世界に産声を上げた特殊な存在なのかもしれないわ。
The current you might be a special existence, which was born into this world 90 minutes ago. Mitsumi said that yesterday evening. But in the end, it was all based on the assumption that I, Yukito Satoru, have DID. Now that the possibility of personality exchange is seeming more and more likely, the theory that I have DID is losing credibility. Good. Nonetheless, my memory loss can't be explained with the personality exchange. What in the world could be the cause of my amnesia? I'm pretty sure it's because you fell off the fucking roof. Did I take a blow to the head while I fell off the clock tower? I'm sure I can't explain it away simply as that. Why not? I mean, that's what happens all the time in stories and shit. But the most inexplicable part of it, even though I forgot most of the details about myself, is the fact that I can clearly remember the period when I was going out with Lynn. And that period does not include the points with the relationship began or ended. I don't know why we started going out nor why we parted. Consequently, I don't even remember what happened after we went our separate ways. When I learned that Lynn had died, was I sad? Did I cry? In the shelter cabin of 2011, when I got to see her again, I didn't do anything like jump for joy. That is true, Mystery Theater. Oh, hello, Emiya. Welcome to the stream. It could very well be some sort of simulated environment, but the cold, at least, that they were feeling was definitely real. So it was not a complete simulation. They ate the snow and everything. Originally, if I'd known she was still alive, it'd be natural for me to feel supreme joy at the news. That's true. I wonder, was it even him who went out with her? He's even questioning his own emotional connection to Lynn. But no such emotion came forth from me. Why? Because I only knew the fact that she died. Didn't remember the sadness of losing her. Of course, it's also because I was still confused and unable to grasp the situation at the time. With my consciousness in that state of confusion, I guess I couldn't immediately link her existence to the plane crash. After waking up in Svea, I filed it all away in a corner of my mind, thinking it was a dream. But even so, it's very strange. This isn't ordinary amnesia. It's advanced amnesia. I clearly can't figure out what kind of rule there could be linking the things I remember with those I've forgotten. No, maybe that's not it. What if this isn't amnesia, but a memory transplant? Ooh, we're getting into Danganronpa territory now. For some reason, I had that thought. Alright, since he's moving on to another topic, let's check that out. We haven't had a freaking definition in so long. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's do this one first. Thing in itself. The central concept of Kant's philosophy. Philosophy. The thing in itself is not a thing as a phenomenon which is an object of empirical cognition, but the thing itself that exists as the origin of the phenomenon, independently of a subject. And get all that? Pretty fucking simple, right? Oh my god. Oh, hello, wrong every time. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Umineko was probably one of the greatest experiences of my entire life, so I'm super happy that you're enjoying it. Even with all the sound issues I had throughout that Let's Play. It is something that which cannot be known, only thought about. However, transcendental freedom becomes possible precisely due to that. And I think I just have a headache from just reading this. Oh my god! Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put effort into this. Let's try to break this down. It's not a thing as a phenomenon. Okay, so it's not a phenomenon. Now, an object of empirical cognition. Now, are they talking about like a solid object? Yes, Luca, that would be ridiculously expensive, but I think this might be talking about what originates your thought of something, and not the actual origin of the thing that you're thinking about. But the origin of your thoughts about something, rather than the origin of the thing you're thinking about itself. At least that's what I'm getting. That's how I interpret this absolute clusterfuck of words right here. The origin of your thought about something, not the origin of the thing itself. Here we go. Memory transplant. Memory loss and memory transplantation. Oh wow, this is a long one. The difference between the two is as follows. Suppose that a given entity X has a continuous memory, we may also call it a record, composed of A, B, C, D, E, F. Memory loss, to put it simply, is a state wherein, for example, parts B, D, and F in the A to F sequence are lost, and the only memories which can recall are ACE. Oh no! Now it links to 999. Oh my god, okay, so this is basically talking about chain of memories, basically. On the other hand, the memory transplant mentioned herein refers to a state where, for example, the memory parts A, C, and E are embedded into initial empty zero-state memory. Both cases are similar in that X does not remember anything besides Ace. The crucial difference, however, lies in the question of whether the rest is recoverable or not. In the case of memory loss, it's possible that X would still have parts B, D, and F residing somewhere in the mind. Thus, X might perhaps be able to recover these lost memories. However, if X had these memories transplanted, then it would mean that BDF had never existed in the first place. With them, yeah. In this case, X is left with no other alternative but to accumulate new memories over time. So, then, if by any chance this memory content of mine was transplanted, just whose Ace memories are these, I wonder? There is no doubt that my consciousness belongs to me, but it is in fact possible that my memory is one that was originally someone else's and not mine, and that this someone had planted the memories limited to Ace inside me, so that even I myself am not aware of how and why they happened exactly. Why A through F? Not A through F, but ACE? Why did they transport BDF as well? Could it be that not that they didn't, but that they couldn't? Could it be that just like me, this other person lacks BDF? Can I assume that this limited knowledge composed only of Ace was all that was available to this person? And it was for that reason that this person couldn't put any other memories inside me? It might be that I'm only able to know what this person knows. If this person doesn't know something, neither can I. My memory and this person's memory are the same. That's how it feels. And finally, the easiest thing to explain that we know the answer to already, my near drowning in the bathroom last night. Based on my hypothesis of the exchange phenomenon, I know it's Kokodo's consciousness that dove into the bathtub. While my consciousness without the shelter cabin, Kokodo was controlling the unintended body of Yukito Satoru. But why did she do that? Was she trying to kill herself? After pondering for a while.
There's no way.
I decided to shake off that bad thought. Well then, if it wasn't a suicide attempt. Murder?
Murder? Attempted murder?
Come to think of it, sound of the door closing I heard back then. Could that have been the criminal running away? Probably, since you ended up dead if she didn't take the pills. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to think about such a terrible thing. However, I can't help but consider the possibility. Because I have no memory. I can't confidently declare I don't remember doing anything that could cause someone to resent me. I mean, you can pretty much state that as a red truth. You literally don't remember doing anything. Or perhaps without my knowledge, Kokodo's consciousness had committed some terrible act. Nope, that's not true. And maybe my body had become the target because of that. Anyhow, I should ask Kokodo herself. Write it down! Write it down! Although since I can't correctly contact her consciousness, I need to find some way of getting in touch with her. Well, I'll think about that later. Those points are what I spent 4 hours brooding over. 4 hours! To tentatively lay it all out, it's like this. My mind and Kokodo's go back and forth. exchanging places with the other between the shelter cabin of 2011 and Sphia 2012. Uni, who safely returned alive from the frozen Mount Akakura, turned up with Sphia a year later. There is a possibility that my amnesia is in fact a memory transplant. Someone might have almost killed me last night. Not if this goes beyond the realm of pure speculation. I can't really reach a conclusion. But conversely, I still can't deny any of those 4 possibilities. It's smart to always think about the worst case scenario in advance, as I said before. While keeping these things in mind, I reflect on what to do next. Well, I've lost my purpose due to amnesia, but at this point I've finally found some objectives. They can be divided into the following 3 broad categories. Explaining the exchange. Phenomenon. I don't know when I'll jump to Mount Akakura again, nor how long this phenomenon is going to continue. Going and returning like this over and over for the rest of my life would be unbearable. Even if I put aside wondering when the exchange phenomenon is going to end, trying to figure out the root cause of it is an urgent matter right now. Saving the people on Mount Akakura. According to the history I know, Yomogi, Kokoto, and Lin are gonna be caught in an avalanche and die. I can't allow this to happen. Lin is, after all, my ex-girlfriend. Kokoto is, so to speak, my partner. The death of Kokoto could perhaps mean my own death as well, and we know that's true. I have to help Lin and Kokoto no matter what. She is my rival! And Yomogi too, of course. It's buried in there, but he's got the beginnings of the old Uchikoshi pervy protagonist, which came out pretty big in Sigma and Date. We may have only just met, but nevertheless I can't abandon him. Even if he is a complete stranger, there's no way I could let someone die right in front of me, yeah. Your ex-girlfriend could, though. I'll protect them all for sure. Change history for sure. Hello, Serene. Welcome to the stream. Maybe this is the task entrusted to me. Being wary of the people in Sphia. First of all, I have to investigate whether or not the incident in the bathroom really was a murder attempt. Until I can clearly sort out the guilty from the innocent, I need to watch out for the people in Sphia. I don't like it, but I have to. I mean, you just met them. In order to protect myself. I'll tell Kokoto about this too. Since during the time of the transfer, I'll have no way of knowing what's gonna happen. So I have approximately 3 pressing tasks at hand. Seeing as I'm at Sphia, I can't do anything about the Mount Akakura situation, so I'll put number 2 on hold for now. That leaves 1 and 3. Since I won't make any progress speculating about these things all by myself, I've got to search for clues by talking with the other 3 here. Investigation start. Especially Uni.
Were you really on Mount Akakura 1 year ago? If you were, how and when did you come to Sphia? What's written on that terabyte disk? How'd you get a hold of that in the first place?
These are the things I need to ask him. In addition, I have to think of a way to exchange information with Kokodo. I've really got my work cut out for me here. Ooh, new chapter. Examine. Hold on, y'all. I just gotta take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. Well, I think Mystery Theater, I think they're both in 2012. But I do think that the cabin is, if not at the same, if not like right after, then like for all we know, like the cabin could be happening right after Satoru is done. I think it's all happening in 2012, honestly. Anyway, back to the story. I take my wristwatch out of my pocket. 11:03, it's still before noon. It's 12:03 right now on my clock. Very interesting. I decide to begin without delay. First of all, I'll start by investigating this room. Examining my own room might help me find some clues regarding my amnesia. Oh, well, this is probably something you have to click every single one of them. I decide to examine the desk. One thing immediately catches my eye. A notepad and a felt tip pen. Time to leave your messages!
そうだ
That's right.
心と連絡を取るためにはこれを使えばいいんだ
I can use this to reach Kokodo.
If I leave a message on this notepad, she can read it when a transfer occurs. And she can reply to me in the same way. As long as she leaves a note behind, I'll be able to read it once I come back to Svea. This is my room. No, should I say it's Kokodo's room too? Anyway, this is our private space, so whenever she's in the facility during a transfer, she'll eventually come back here. This somewhat old old-fashioned means of communication isn't exactly what you call a luxury. For now, I can't think of a better way. Oh my god. Oh my god, you are right. Oh wow, he's changed shirts. And he has carbuncle on the white shirt too. Why? Oh god. He must really love Final Fantasy. I take the pen in hand and immediately set about writing a message. That's true, Mystery Theater. But I think if it's not simultaneous, then it could be happening right after. But what should I write about? After some hesitation, I put the pen back down. I haven't heard any details from the three in Svea yet. Probably won't be too late to write a message later. If I write something unreliable, it'll only confuse her further. Leaving the notepad blank, I move away from the desk. Next, I should... shelves. I decide to examine the shelves. Shelves at the foot of the bed. Lying next to the alarm clock are two things. First is only like a card, and the other is a small metal object. The card first. Satoru Yukido. 1331-2223-9801. It's engraved into the surface of the plastic card.
勇気と悟俺の名
My name.
It looks like some kind of ID card. I turn the card over, but there's no further description on the back. My ID card. What is it used for? When, where, and for what? Come to think of it, Sumi said this to me
あ
yesterday.
なたはここのスタッフだったはずよ。
You must have been a member of the staff here,
でも今は確信が持てなくなってしまったわ。
but I'm not sure anymore.
もしかしたらあなたは最初からここの患者だったのかもしれない。
Perhaps you're just a patient here from the start. So which one is it? Staff or patient? If I'm a staff member, then this ID card is probably for the use of the Svea personnel. If I'm a patient, what is it? It's not like it's strange for patients to have ID cards. Maybe this place requires all patients to carry an ID card. I don't know. I just decided to put the card in my pocket for now. Next, I pick up the small metal object. Just a garden variety key. Ooh, I wonder what that's gonna be for. Two grooves are carved down its center. Both sides have complicated patterns engraved into them. With just one glance, I can tell that it isn't a key for a car or motorcycle. Doesn't seem to be the key to a drawer or a safe either. Looks like an ordinary house key. It was a key that can't be described except with the word key itself. After picking it up, I take a look around me. First thing I think is that could be the key to this room. Without further ado, I open the door and try to put in the lock on the other side. But it doesn't fit. That proves that this isn't a key to the corridor. I hadn't noticed any other keyholes around.
何の鍵なんだ
So what's this key for?
Thus, it too remains a mystery. I don't understand what these items are for, but I decide to stop thinking about them for now. I put the key in the same pocket as my ID card. Next, I do the bed first. I decide to examine the bed. I remove the pillow and the covers. The white sheets are usually spotlessly fresh and clear. I stop to look under the bed. Nothing, not so much as a bit of dust there. Just in case, I decide to check under the mattress too. I grab the edge and raise it high.
雑誌
A magazine?
The magazine has been hidden under the mattress. At first I'm flustered, thinking that its contents are probably indecent. Really? Or rather, maybe it's not wrong to say I'm hoping so. Oh my god. With that kind of a cover, you really think so? But sadly, it isn't one of those magazines. It's the so-called publisher-based weekly magazine. Which covers reports on and critiques politics, economics, society, culture, entertainment, and their current events from a unique perspective. Current Events Weekly is written on the cover. Right below it. July 21st issue, 320 yen. God damn it! The cover also includes an illustration but doesn't contain any writing. What year is this issue from? I pick up the magazine. I replace the mattress and sit down on it. I check the back cover. Along with the publisher, editor, and some other names, I find the following description. Published July 21st, 2011. Ooh, yep, they are definitely past the crash.
去年のだ
It's from last year.
That's about 6 months ago. I flip through the pages. A certain article catches my eye. Missing persons from HAL plane crash finally found. Investigation to 7 horrifying days they spent there. That in itself isn't particularly astonishing, I agree. The headline indicates something I already know. Oh, the contents! They're releasing useful information in them. Sorry, Satoru, that's how clickbait works. Thinking this, I scan the article. To sum it up. Oh, sorry. The control tower lost the plane on radar about 3:30 p.m. on January 11, 2011. Its last known location was in the sky over the southern mountain range of Aomori Prefecture. police and related agencies assembled a special rescue team and immediately commenced the search for the fallen aircraft and its passengers. However, despite the ongoing investigations and searches, not a trace of the wreckage could be found. However, despite the ongoing investigations and searches, not a trace of the wreckage could be found. Oh! Now that's super interesting. They couldn't find the wreckage? They are probably not even... Oh. Huh. I'm sorry, if I'm being quiet, I'm trying to think of things. This is really some new information that they couldn't find the crashed plane. This means that that could very well be a cover story to explain where they, instead of where they really crashed. For about a week, the state of the investigation remained unchanged. The whereabouts of the airplane are of yet unknown. It was way out in the open. The plane did not crash where they said it would. Even among the other plane crash incidents that happened in our country, this was an exception among exceptions. An unprecedented event. Sudden disappearance of Flight HAL 18. During the week before the plane was found, Japan was in an uproar. Oh my god, Zarmagus, I gotta read your comment. No wreckage? Proof that Primavera did 9/11. Checkmate, atheists. Oh my god. Oh my god, Zarmagus. Speculations flew, even including those that attributed the crash to something paranormal. It might have crashed in the Sea of Japan, or been shot down by a fighter plane from a certain country. No, it was accidentally hit by a ground-to-air missile. Kidnapped by a UFO, spawned into a different dimension, Flight 18 never existed in the first place, and so on and so forth. Of course, all those theories were mere speculation, and all of them were wrong. The authorities would later explain the cause of the delay and discovery of the aircraft as follows. Interesting. Between the time the control tower lost sight of the aircraft and the time of the crash, there was a blank period of over 30 minutes. Huh. During this time, Flight 18 appeared to have been flying at a low altitude, weaving its way through the mountain range. That's super dangerous. Oh wow, you were thinking of the Langoliers too, Mystery Theater. That's my thoughts immediately went to that movie as well. A book, you know what I mean. This led to the plane being found far from the crash site that the authorities had predicted. Or it was finally planted there after they no longer needed it. Nobody observed Flight 18's low-altitude meandering. Flight 18 was making its way through a mountainous area in the dead of winter, a highly abnormal flight path. There were no private homes in the surrounding area. nobody around who could have heard the sound of the crash. Guppy Force, I tried my best to make sense of that, but my explanation was probably wrong. Could you help? Thank you, Guppy Force, and welcome to the stream. 3. Bad weather conditions. At the time, the entire Mount Akakura area was constantly subjected to bad weather. Oh, I see. You just got there on Backwatch. Okay. Therefore, conducting an aerial investigation was difficult. The effects of the solar winds. The most intense solar winds ever recorded in history. This disturbance resulted in the malfunction of the reconnaissance satellites, so the use of satellite photography was impossible. Those 4 points were the official stance concerning the lost week released by the authorities. On the other hand, how was the rescue team able to reach the site in the afternoon of the 17th? They simply said we got a phone call. Now they're trying to make us think that this phone call was the one that Yamogi made, but it was probably something that either Evil Uni might have done, or someone who was watching the cabin. Early on the morning of the 16th, the authorities received a phone call from a man claiming to be a survivor of Flight 18. The gist of it was that there were 4 people in the shelter cabin of Mount Akakura in need of rescue. 4. Oh yeah, no, because he's calling from the cabin, never mind. Immediately after that, the call was cut off. Tracing the call to its origin, they found the caller had made use of a satellite phone line, but that line used with a satellite phone was also malfunctioning at the time due to the effects of the solar winds. Goddamn weather! The chances of getting a proper connection in the year 2011 were 1 in a million.
This is no issue for the power of certainty! And I'm me as I make my debut in Igarashi Sotsu. Finally!
Therefore, receiving a call from the survivors was an event that couldn't be described as anything short of a miracle. Incidentally, if not for the phone call, the authorities probably wouldn't have been able to pinpoint the exact location of the crash for quite some time. Oh, I get it. So, okay, so what it's talking about is basically something that's unobserved, unfiltered by any perception. I always find that concept so interesting because outside of a freaking SCP, something like that would never ever factor into anything in life itself. That's like something that actually cannot be perceived. Like, damn, that's some crazy ass shit. Some almost like speaking of the supernatural in that aspect. Like not just something that you're not perceiving, but something that you can't perceive. Like something outside of the concept of perception is what thing in itself is talking about. Which kind of feels like almost something that's a situation that would never come up. Anyway, after receiving that information, the authorities attempted to search the area by helicopter right away. But even so, from the 15th until daybreak on the 17th, the whole of Mount Akakura was in the midst of a severe snowstorm. couldn't send a helicopter there. The mountain rescue team could have gotten there on foot from the base of the mountain, but not without extreme difficulty. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, Guppy Force. But the thing is, nobody can know something without perceiving it first. It's like you're speaking of a state that literally, by the rules of reality, cannot exist. That's what I meant in that. There's no such thing as something that we can be aware of without filtering through our perception. Now, that seems like a neat conceptual concept for an SCP or something like that, but like something that exists without perception. That's a pretty cool thing to think about. The shelter cabin was near the peak of Mount Akakura. No matter how skilled at climbing the team members were, it's suspected that it would have taken them a week or more to reach the cabin. Whoa! The blizzard was that bad. Oh my god. In the end, there was no other option but to wait for the weather to improve. On the afternoon of the 17th, there was a break in the storm. Yep, that tracks. So it looks like they're recreating those conditions. Oh, no. They're talking about something else. And thus, the rescue unit at last managed to arrive on the scene. This is the important part. If not for the historical truth of the successful connection to satellite phone on the 16th, then the rescue team would have never arrived on the 17th. If that were so, the report of the discovery of the wreckage of Mount Akakura would have also been delayed. In other words, it's like this. If the phone hadn't connected on the 16th, the rescuers wouldn't have arrived on the 17th, the report would have been made later on. Well, if you were to ask me so what, I wouldn't really know what to tell you, but... oh my god, this is somehow bothering me. Yeah, no, that probably wasn't even the call. It was probably somebody else calling. I decided to follow in the corner of my mind. The article continues. On January 17th, 2011, 27 corpses, all from those among the 31 missing passengers and crew members, were discovered at the crash site. A single survivor was also found. Kasuda Yuki. Now what about the remaining 3? The man on the phone had said there were 4 survivors. To include Uni, then the number of people matches. Shelter cabin also contained evidence that several people had lived there for days. The authorities interrogated Uni about the circumstances of the accident. But Uni was in an unstable mental state, and he remained ostensibly silent. Days later, the 3 were identified through the passenger list. Himuki Seiji, Fuyukawa Kokoro, and Mayuzumi Lin. Their whereabouts remained unknown. The three of them suddenly vanished. Became a rich source of material for the mass media. Public speculation began to fly once more. Some of it was pretty far-fetched. There were even those asking,
In the struggle over food, did Uni kill the others and then bury them somewhere?
public speculation began to fly once more. I'm sorry, I'm doing some thinking while I'm reading this. This is like adding all these little bits and pieces to the story. Super fascinating. Some was pretty far-fetched. There were even those asking the struggle over food. Did Uni kill the others and then bury them somewhere? Oh my god. Even in the face of scandals like these, Uni never broke his silence. Why? They say that gossip lasts only for a season. Public interest gradually faded away. Time passed and July 3rd, 2011 soon arrived. The snow thawed and the mountain surface revealed the decomposed corpses of 3 people. From here on, it's the same as the newspaper I read in the shelter cabin. At 6:53 on January 17th, the 3 were caught in an avalanche and passed away. The only difference is that the magazine article ends with these questions. How did they survive on Mount Akakuna for 7 days at such terrifying temperatures? They had supplies. Even if they knew that help was on its way, why and for what purpose did they leave the shelter cabin? Because... Kokoro. What did Kasuda Uni see through those 7 days? What did Kasuna Uni-kun see during those 7 days? What did he go through? Why does he refuse to speak about it even now? Is he hiding some truth that he doesn't want revealed? Our investigation will get to the heart of the matter next week. Stay tuned! The magazine concludes the article with those tantalizing words.
なんだよ、これで終わりかよ。
What the heck? It ends there? It was just getting good!
I can't help but shout at it. I clicked my tongue. Thinking that I might have missed something in the article, I flipped through the pages once more. Something falls out of the magazine with a swish.
Huh?
I bend over and pick it up. It's a plane ticket. Anything suspicious about that plane ticket? Specifically, it looks like a boarding pass, but the destination is Sydney International Airport in Australia. Wait a minute. Oh my god. No, but this is for Satoru. Oh my god, you're right. It's dated 2011, 18th of January for Satoru. Oh my god. What were all the dates and everything? Let me go and check back. God damn, it's not scrolling up, and that really sucks. Oh, okay, the arrow keys work. What? How? This has got to be old, right? But it looks like they didn't rip his ticket. Wait. But this can't be before. Everything is documented, the plane crash being on those days. But this is a different plane than the one they got on, so there's nothing wrong with this. This is, but that does mean that this could very well be 2000, no. Wait a minute, it could mean that this is just a plane that he didn't go on. That he kept this, but he didn't go on the plane for whatever reason. He's keeping this as a memorial. Oh! What if he just missed the flight or something? Like he was about to go on, but he missed the flight. And he keeps this around as a memento. Maybe he has some survivor's guilt when he has all his memory. I don't know. Damn. Okay, so this still tracks. I think that the difference is that this is not the same plane that Kokoro was on, because Kokoro was going to a different place in Japan. This is an international flight. So while it was on the same day, oh my god, what if he met Kokoro in the airport? That would be so romantic, wouldn't it? Like, if the airport is such a romantic place, I think. Oh my god. What if he met Kokoro in the airport for some reason? That would be adorable. The destination is Sydney International Airport, Australia. So he didn't use this ticket, it seemed. Because don't they have to rip the ticket? So I'm pretty sure he didn't use this ticket. Date of departure is January 18th, 2011. Satoru Yukido. Yukido Satoru. Yeah, it's a week after, I agree. So there is no discrepancy with that. True, Serene, I'm sorry. But, I do think that, he's keeping it as like a memento of something. He's not going back to Japan though. He's going to Sydney. Or rather, damn it, I forget. I don't know how things are listed on a plane. Isn't the isn't the destination after the departure? Like it's from Tokyo, Narita to Sydney. Yeah, it says JPY and everything like Japan. At least that's what I think. Anyway, I'll keep continuing with the story. So sorry, you guys. I'm coming up with too many. I'm trying to think of too many theories.
What does this mean?
Yeah, I agree. Reles, that's what I was saying. He's going to Sydney. Yeah.
俺は1年前にオーストラリアに行こうとしていたのか。
Yeah. And for whatever reason, he didn't use this plane ticket.
I was going to Australia a year ago?
I don't remember that at all. No matter how much I think about it, it's unlikely I'll come up with an answer. I slipped the ticket back into the magazine. I do think that they're both 2012, but I think they could be happening one right after the other. I've returned the magazine to its place under the mattress as well. I have no idea what's going on, neither do I, Satoru. Why'd I hidden a 6-month-old magazine? I took it from a year ago in a place like this. I feel something like the unseen intent of someone. I actually feel like someone knew in advance that I would look under this mattress. Perhaps that someone really was me before I lost my memory. My name is printed right there on that ticket. The mystery keeps getting more and more complex. Yep, absolutely, Satoru. But there's no use in getting obsessed over it. I think about the matter of the magazine and the ticket eventually. I decide that, and then I start to examine the refrigerator. I open the door. There are bottles of mineral water stored inside. Small 500 milliliter plastic bottles. Of the 3 bottles, one has already been opened. It's about 1/3 empty. The mineral water I drank yesterday came from the kitchen, so I haven't touched this bottle at all. Which means that
心か。
Kokoro.
Kokoro's consciousness was operating my body and may have drank the water. Of course, there is also the possibility that I opened the bottle and drank some yesterday before I fell from the clock tower. Well, enough about the water. Everyone drinks water. There's nothing else in the refrigerator. I close the door. Just in case, I look at the top 2. Several glasses lined up there, only one is placed upright. Damn. You're living like a slob. Only a few centimeters of water are left inside.
I probably drank the mineral water from this glass, but who cares about that?
Oh, it's thoughts. However, I don't overlook the small silver fragment placed next to the glass. I picked it up. Oh, yep, these are the pills she took. Okay. It's obviously a pharmaceutical package. A piece cut off from a package designed to hold 2 pills. Medicine itself is gone. Still, it's possible to understand something just from checking the package. Each tablet is around 7 to 8 millimeters in diameter. They appear to be round. Needless to say, it's an orally administered administered medicine. I turn it over. When the torn foil is folded back into place, there beside the name of the pharmaceutical company are the following letters. Zegtamin. What the fuck?
ゼグタミン
Zegtamin?
An unfamiliar name. What kind of medicine is it? But even if I understand the effects of ingredients, there's no mistaking that someone has taken it in my room. That's probably what the mineral water was used for. Now, who in the world took it?
俺なのか
Was it me? Of course, I don't remember doing anything like that. If it wasn't me, then maybe someone who was operating my body consumed it. Yep, it's Kokoro. There's only one possible candidate there.
心だ
Kokoro.
Kokoro most likely took it. Should definitely ask her about this later. Nevertheless,
人の体を使って勝手にわけのわからないものを口にしないでほしいよな
I'd like to ask her to stop ingesting strange things without permission when she's borrowing someone else's body.
oh my god.
まったく
Seriously now.
I return the silver package to the top of the refrigerator as I mutter to myself. For now, I decide to file away the medicine's name, Zegtamin, in a corner of my mind. Next, I know there appears to be nothing left to examine. I've checked out all the things I had in mind. There weren't that many of them to begin with, so I don't think I've overlooked anything. Next thing I have to do is talk to the 3 other people here at Sphia. I leave the room. I stand in the middle of the dining area and survey the entire floor. Oh, hold on, you guys. I just take care of one thing quickly. I'll be right back. Sorry. Okay, you guys, sorry about that. I am back. I stand in the middle of the dining area and survey the entire floor. I immediately spot the other three. With Sumi is standing in the kitchen, both hands on her waist. She appears to be thinking about something. Yuri and Inabushi are sitting next to each other on the sofa. Yet they're getting cozy. Good night, Mystery Theater. It looks like they're having fun talking, but I can't make out what their conversation is about. Decide to head over to Utsumi first since she's closest. Oh, wow! She's wearing some new clothing. Good morning, Fuyukawa-san. Did you sleep well after that? She says that as I stand next to her. I'm gonna let her believe.
おはよ
Good morning.
う。おかげさまでぐっすり眠れたよ。
I managed to sleep soundly thanks to you.
っていうか、起きたのはだいぶ前なんだけどな。
Actually, I got up quite a while ago.
Oh, she can tell automatically. That way of speaking. Could it be Yukido-kun? Utsumi noticed immediately that I hadn't need to tell her after all.
Yes.
Oh my, I'm sorry. It's because you were still Fuyukawa Kokoro the last time we spoke. A frank answer. She really believes that I have DID. But I think my exchange phenomenon theory is much more likely. Well, nothing would come of it if I try to explain it to her, though. I don't think she'd believe you when even I have my doubts about it. There's no harming letting her believe I have DID. I try to steer the conversation in another direction.
ところで内海さん、こんなとこで何してるんだ？
By the way, Utsumi-san, what are you doing here?
It's almost noon, isn't it, you sleepyhead? So I'm preparing lunch.
準備って。
Preparing?
でも、まだ何も用意してないじゃないか。
It looks like you haven't even gotten started yet.
It certainly does look like that. Then I guess you could say I'm preparing to prepare. Honestly, I haven't decided what to make yet. Because of the time, I'm having trouble deciding whether to go with the breakfast menu or a lunch one. I know, it's time for a brunch.
なるほどね。
Oh, I see.
I got it. Why don't I get you to decide, Yukido-kun? That would solve everything. Breakfast or lunch style? What would be better? I gave her my answer. Pretty sure it's gotta be lunch style, given what Kokoro eats.
できれば昼食風の方がいいな。
If possible, I'd rather it be lunch style.
朝からまだ何も口にしてないから、どちらかといえばボリュームのあるものが食べたいんだ。
I haven't eaten anything since I woke up. So, if I really had to choose, I'd like to eat something filling.
Something filling. With vegetables. Oh dear.
例えばトーストとベーコンエッグとツナサラダとか。
For example, toast, bacon, and eggs, and tuna salad?
は？それって典型的な朝食用のメニューだと思うんだけど。
Did I not click? Satoru says,
Huh? Doesn't that sound more like a typical breakfast menu?
そうでも量がたくさんあればいいわけでしょ、ゆきどくんは。
Really? But you're fine with anything as long as there's a lot of it. Right, Yukido-kun? I look deep into Utsumi's eyes. She sheepishly glances away.
なんだよ、最初から決まってたんじゃないか、献立。
What the hell? You had the menu decided from the start!
ねバレた？
Oh my god, it didn't even matter. I tried so hard, I came so far. You found me out.
決まってたんだけど、踏ん切りがつかなかったのよ。
I had, but I wasn't sure about it.
みんなに文句言われるんじゃないかと思って。
I was worried that everyone would complain.
だからゆきどくんに決めてもらおうと思ったの。
That's why I thought I'd have you decide for me, Yukido-kun.
あなたが朝食風って答えてくれたら、私のせいじゃなくなるでしょ。
If you'd answered breakfast style, it would have been out of my hands, right? She said it with a grin. She seems really happy somehow. I find myself thinking more about her behavior than the conversation. Exactly.
何か言いたそうね。
Is there something you want to say?
いや、別に。
No, not really.
わかったわ。
I understand.
それじゃあゆきどくんのためにスープもつけてあげる。
In that case, I'll make some soup just for you, Yukido-kun.
パンプキンスープ得意なのよね、私。
Pumpkin soup is my specialty, you see. Here we go. With the whole pumpkin thing. Let's see what happens.
パンプキンスープ？
Pumpkin soup?
As soon as she says it, a chill runs through my body. Makes my hair stand on end and I feel as though I'm breaking out in hives. Damn, Satoru's route, I will say, is moving along at a much more brisk pace than Kokoro's.
ちょっと待ってくれ、内海さん。
Wait a second, Utsumi-san.
それだけはお願いだから勘弁してくれ。
I beg of you, anything but that. Please spare me.
どうして？
Oh, what's wrong? Why?
俺、苦手なんだよ、かぼちゃ。
I really hate pumpkins.
なんだかネトネトしてて、べちょべちょしてて、気持ち悪いだろ？
They're all runny and slimy, isn't it disgusting?
見た目もさ、岩みたいにゴツゴツしてて、ブサイクだし。
Even the way they look, all rough like a rock. It's hideous.
へえ、かぼちゃが嫌いなんて珍しいわね。
It's rare for someone to dislike pumpkins that much.
俺に言わせれば、かぼちゃを食べる人間の方がどうかしてると思うよ。
If you ask me, it's the people who eat them that are weird.
She covers her mouth with her hand as she laughs. She's doing an Ojo-sama laugh.
じゃあパンプキンスープはなしってことで。
Well then, let's hold off on the pumpkin soup.
ああ、頼むよ。
Yes, please.
I answer, and then,
あ、そうだ。
oh, that's right.
コーヒー入れたんだけど飲まない？
I made some coffee. Would you like some? She swings into an inoffensive subject. I. Oh god, this is tough. On one hand, coffee! On the other hand, it might be a trap somehow. Oh god. Damn it, should I have some coffee or not? I don't know. Oh god. How could I refuse coffee? Oh my god. Fuck. I am not gonna refuse coffee.
じゃあ、一杯だけ。
Okay, I'll have a cup.
This choice matters? I accept her suggestion and take a seat. She removes the pot from the coffee maker. I stare absently in her direction.
内海さんはコーヒー好きなの？
Do you like coffee, Itsumi-san?
I pitch another inoffensive topic straight down the line to her. She answers,
毎朝欠かさず飲んでるわ。
Yes, I drink it every morning without fail. Ooh, she's like me. We would love our coffee.
適度な量のカフェインは体にいいのよ。
Moderate amounts of caffeine are good for the body, you know.
疲労回復、覚醒作用、それから利尿効果、
Recovery from fatigue, an awakening effect, diuretic properties.
体内の老廃物を速やかに代謝してくれるからお肌にもいいんだって。
It quickly metabolizes the body's waste products. So they say it's good for the skin too.
へえ、そうなんだ。
Huh? Really?
ミルクはどうする？入れる？入れない？
How about milk? With or without? With! Oh my god.
なあ、頼むよ。
Yes, please.
I cannot have coffee without milk. At my reply, she pours some fresh cream into the cup.
はい、どうぞ。
Okay, here you go. The cup makes a pleasing little thump as she sets it on the table before me. White steam rises from the creamy brown liquid within it. I bring the rim of the cup to my lips.
うまい。
Tastes great.
A happy smile spreading across her face,
ゆ
she...
きどくんは何時に起きたの？
What time did you wake up, Yukido-kun? Asked that as she sits down opposite me.
6時半ぐらいかな。
Around 6:30, I guess.
I return to the table and answer.
6時半？ずいぶん早かったのね。
6:30? That's quite early, isn't it? My god, what were you doing all that time? Alone in your room. Never mind, I don't want to know.
霧が深かったからな。
It's because I slept so well.
その分早く起きちゃったんだと思う。
That's probably why I woke up so early.
なるほど、そういうことね。
I see, so that's it.
聞いたでしょ、あの薬。
The medicine was effective then, wasn't it?
薬？
Medicine?
I asked her involuntarily. The empty medicine package I found in my room earlier. It immediately pops into my head.
それってゼグタミンとかいう薬のことか？
You mean the Zegatamin machine? Zegatamin machine? Oh, a medicine? Sorry, why did I say machine? He said medicine. God, I am getting too sleepy.
ええ、そうだけど。
Yes, that's right.
じゃああの薬は内海さんが。
Then you were the one who gave it to me, Utsumi-san. Well, I gave it to Kokoro, but I gave it to your physical body. An aura of puzzlement colors her eyes, and she looks away. And then, as if suddenly remembering something, she sumps a fist into her palm.
ああ、そっか。そうよね。
Ah, I see. That's right, isn't it?
ユキド君はあの時のことは覚えてないのよね。
You don't remember that at all, do you, Yukido-kun?
あの時って
That?
だから私があなたに冬川さんに睡眠薬をあげた時のこと。
When I gave the sleeping pills to you. No, I mean to Fuyukawa-san.
睡眠薬
Sleeping pills? I shout in surprise.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
何かまずいことでも？
Is everything all right?
いやなんでもない大したことじゃないんだ
No, forget it. It's nothing serious. Despite my calm exterior, inside my head is spinning. I remember something. My condition last night. Hazy senses, dizziness. Lost feeling in my arms and legs. Afterward, I collapsed onto the floor and was then attacked by intense drowsiness. Now he knows what happened. I see, Zegtamin is a sleeping pill. I hadn't noticed until she mentioned it, but now that I think about it, it makes sense. Kokoro got the medicine from Utsumi and taken it before the transfer. But why?
なあ内海さん
Hey, Tsumi-san?
どうしてあなたは心に睡眠薬なんてものを
Why would you give Kokoro something like sleeping pills?
面白いこと聞くのね。
What a question.
睡眠薬をあげる理由なんて一つしかないでしょ？
There's only one reason to give someone sleeping pills, isn't there? To kill them in their sleep. I mean to have them sleep peacefully.
それは
And that is
寝つきを良くするためによ。
to allow them to sleep soundly.
それ以外に答えようがないわ。
Why else?
じゃあ心の方から頼んだってことか
Then was it Kokoro who asked for them?
彼女が不眠を訴えてそれで内海さんのところに
She came to you complaining of insomnia?
いいえ、私の方からあげたの。
No, I was the one who offered them to her.
昨日はいろんなことがあったじゃない。
After all, a lot happened yesterday, right?
だから疲れてると思って、
That's why I thought she'd be tired.
ぐっすり眠った方がいいと思って。
And I thought she could do with a good night's rest.
まあ、あなたの症状に対する処方箋の一つみたいなものよ。
Well, it's one of the medications often prescribed for those displaying your symptoms too.
精神科医の立場からあの時のあなたに最も適切な薬は何かと考えて。
As a psychiatrist, I had to consider what medication would be appropriate for you at the time.
それでゼグタミンを。
And that was Zegtamin.
その時犬伏恵子はどこに
And where was Inubushi Keiko at that time? My thoughts never stop coming, but their questions at her
彼
relentlessly.
女の部屋にいたわ。
She was in a room.
もっともあの時の彼女は犬伏恵子ではなく鈴影ほとりだったみたいだけど。
However, at that time, she appeared to be Suzukage Otori, rather than Inabushi Keiko.
で心が薬をもらった場所は
So where did you give Cruz the medicine? I mean, Kokoro the medicine. God damn it. Oh my god, I am I am so tired. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is really fascinating, but I am fighting sleep because I had a really tiring day. And I don't want to stop in the middle of a scene. So where'd you give Kokoro the medicine?
同じよ。おとりちゃんの部屋。
In Otori-chan's room. For a moment, what she says bothers me. Even Itsumi had begun to call Inabushi Otori instead. I mean, everybody does here. But that doesn't matter right now. Continue my line of questioning.
それじゃあ彼女はあなたが睡眠薬をあげたところを見てたわけか
Then does that mean she saw you hand over the sleeping pills?
どうかしら。
I wonder.
意識を失ってたから見てないと思うけど。
She was unconscious, so I didn't think she saw.
意識を失ってた
She was unconscious? According to Utsumi's story, Suzukage Otori, Inabushi Keiko, had a second fit right before that. She suddenly started to scream and then went on a rampage. The one who restrained her was Kokoro in my body, who just happened to be at the scene. I remember that.
そんなことがあったのか
I see, so all that happened. And take another sip of my
一
coffee.
応念のために聞いておくけど
Let me ask you just in case.
ユニはそこにはいなかったんだろ
Uni wasn't there, was he?
いたわよ。
Yes, he was.
おとりちゃんの悲鳴を聞いて駆けつけてきたの。
He came running after he heard Otori-chan scream.
つまり同じ部屋に4人が
In other words, all four people were in the same room.
そういうことになるわね。
I guess that's how it was, yes.
ねえ、どうしてそんなこと聞くの？
Hey, why are you asking about this?
いやちょっと
Am I just... I just... Utsumi tilts her head. From the look of things, her inquiry is purely innocent.
ありがとういろいろ参考になったよ
Thank you. You were really informative. There's nothing to be gained by pursuing this further. I finished the remaining coffee in one gulp and stand up to
あ
leave.
そうだ
That's
パン
right.
プキンスープのことだけど
About the pumpkin soup.
わかってるわよ。
I know.
今後一切かぼちゃはメニューには入れないようにする。
I'll be sure to put not to put pumpkin on the menu anymore. She has a refreshing smile. She doesn't seem to be worrying very much about my questions. Here we go.
かごめかごめ。
Oh my god. So Inabushi Keiko is singing that song now. And since I made it to the next chapter, I can only assume that I made the right choices there. Okay, you guys, before my consciousness gives way, this was super fascinating. We got so much information that just seems to complicate things further. Oh my god, you guys. This story is so fascinating. I wish I had better stamina. Seriously, my stamina sucks. Okay, you guys. This will be continued on Tuesday. And on Sunday, we'll have more Rose Gun Stays. So until either of those, whichever one you want to see, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You were all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.